I mean, damn. What can you really say about...
And I'm wondering, what are the greatest modding communities of all time? And I'm researching this, I'm looking into this article, and it's 100% wrong.
I mean, Starfield number 1? What the fuck? The Sims franchise is one of the most prolific and long-lived modding communities in gaming, stretching back to the original Sims in 2000. Players immediately began creating custom skins, furniture, and new clothing. With each entry, the tools and possibilities expanded. In The Sims 2, mods introduced deeper gameplay tweaks from story progression to aspiration overhauls, while The Sims 3 added complex scripting support that gave rise to essential mods like NRAAS story progression. Then finally, we get to the magnum opus Sims 4, where the scene reaches a new level of visibility. If you look at some of the top projects on Patreon, it is literally just people making Sims 4 mods. Some of the most influential gameplay mods, like MC Command Center. It's the ultimate mod for customizing the Sims, like the toy box it's meant to be. It's like Minecraft creative mode, except you have all the commands just in that little nice wheel, so you don't have to memorize any of the Sims commands, because who wants to put that shit on the console? That's complicated, man. Speaking of pretend, another big mod is Wicked Whims, known for its controversial adult content and relationship overhauls, and Slice of Life, which adds realism with moods, illnesses, and personality quirks. A lot of the expansions to the game were kind of underwhelming for a lot of people. People wanted expansions on restaurants, pregnancy, and the education packs. Through modding, you could get those kinds of things. EA has historically always tolerated and even spotlighted the community, acknowledging the mods that are key to keeping Sims as an enduring game throughout the decades.
With all these factors combined, I feel like it definitely deserves a spot on the top 10, but I couldn't bring myself to put it above the next entry.
World of Warcraft 3 Reign of Chaos was released in 2002, and lo and behold, it had a tool within it called the World Editor, a powerful tool that allowed players to create custom maps, units, triggers, and even scripts. And okay, I know what you guys might be thinking. Jake, if that's part of the game, then how is it a mod? Like, it's basically Mario Maker 2 level creator. That's just part of the game. It's not a modification to the game. Sure, I get it, but a lot of the modding tools that you'll see these days are pretty much just the World Editor, and this just had such an intense lore and history, and people called them mods that I gotta include World of Warcraft 3. It is part of modding history. So imagine a World of Warcraft 3 player. They probably look like this, right? I don't know. I'm just guessing. But they get to work, and they create things like Uther Party, a game that preceded Mario Party and was a telltale sign of its later success. They also made a game inspired by a game mode in StarCraft called Defense of the Ancients. This would later be abbreviated as Dota. Its heroes with unique abilities, items, and its team versus team format led to the multiplayer online battle arena genre as we know it today. The game mode was so popular it even spawned clones later down the line, like League of Legends and Dota 2. Wait, hold on, did I read that right? League of Legends? Oh wait, it helped raise the tower defense, leading to genre cult classics like Bloons Tower Defense. Alright, so it could stay at number 9 I guess, but it's on thin ice. It's on thin ice, dude. Now I'm sure you're wondering, Jake, you just put World of Warcraft 3 at number 9 on your list of the top 10 modding community games. How can you possibly think to top that, you absolute freak? Okay, first of all, hurtful, but we're doing Super Smash Brothers Melee! Brawl. Super Smash Bros. Brawl also. So basically this is part of the video where my own personal bias comes in, but to make it short, it's 2001. Nintendo releases Super Smash Bros. Melee, a sequel to the fan-favored Super Smash Bros. On Nintendo 64. This game is intended to be a party game for children, but was quickly picked up by competitive players for its deep mechanical complexity. By only 2003, the king of Smash Ken was making waves in the competitive scene with his advanced chain-grabbing, wave dashing, and L-canceling techniques. Yet by 2008, Super Smash Bros. Brawl was released, splitting the competitive community in half between the two games. In early 2011, the Project M development team was releasing a mod called Project M, a mod for Super Smash Bros. Brawl that would revive the fast-paced, highly technical gameplay of Super Smash Bros. Melee, putting back in a bunch of the advanced techniques that people liked from Melee. The Project M mod took fanboys like me and turned them into fans of competitive Super Smash Bros. Then by 2013, the Smash Bros. Documentary changed everything, reviving the competitive Melee scene, which had a thriving community, but by the late 2010s, Nintendo made an active effort to shut down tournaments and forbidded the modding of Super Smash Bros. By mid-2020, the COVID pandemic was knocking the die-hard Smash Bros. Community onto their last legs when suddenly, out of the blue, Slippy introduced rollback netcode, the new standard for fighting games in a now 20-year-old game. Smash's competitive spirit was kept alive and well through its modding community and sheer passion of those who make these mods. Okay, I know I kind of ran through it, but this is a community that has serious passion. That, along with Project M, helps earn this community the 8th spot on the tier list, because I think this community in particular embodies the love of labor that modders breathe into their games. Also, those images that look like this, they're basically real, man. Like, this shit got Vector Man now. They put Vector Man in the 1995 2D action platformer for the Sega Genesis, guys. Smash, they put him in Super Smash Bros. Can you believe that, guys? I mean, the Arma 2 mod, Daisy, basically created the survival game genre. Ignore that. Just ignore that. The unforgiving multiplayer experiences largely influenced other now massively popular games like Rust, Ark Survival Evolved, and The Forest. Bam! Arma 3 shows up. It hosts massive realism mods, life simulators, roleplay servers, and yeah, what's that? Huh? Guys, I've just received word that PUBG started as an Arma 2 mod. Yeah, that's right, PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, the Battle Royale. It pretty much kicked off the Battle Royale genre, reaching its first serious mass appeal. Ignore that! This eventually morphed into an Arma 3 mod before becoming the biggest Battle Royale on the market. I mean, come on, boys! This one was big. I mean, it kicked off the rat race that led us to the Fortnite dominance reality. And now Chun-Li got the yacht, bro.
Yeah, Chun-Li has a yeah.
The Half-Life series is legendary not just for its own innovations, but for the modding communities it sparked across Half-Life and Half-Life 2. The original Half-Life was built on a heavily modified Quake engine, and Valve leaned into the openness, providing SDKs that encouraged fans to tinker. Out of this came some of the most important mods in history, like Counter-Strike, a tactical team-based shooter that went on to become one of the biggest esport franchises ever. Team Fortress Classic itself evolved from a Quake mod into a Valve-backed phenomenon. And Day of Defeat, a World War II shooter, developed its own cult following. With Half-Life 2 and the Source engine, the tradition continued. Garry's Mod became a sandbox playground. The Stanley Parable began as a Half-Life 2 mod before becoming a hit indie game. These mods didn't just extend the life of Valve games, but they birthed entirely new genres and franchises, cementing Half-Life's legacy as one of the most influential games in history. Not just once, but twice. The Doom modding community is just a cult classic. If you don't know, tracing back to the game's 1993 release, central to its culture are WAD files, short for Where's All the Data, which contain custom levels, graphics, sounds, and other game assets that fans could load into Doom. This openness turned Doom into a platform for endless creativity, spawning everything from new campaigns to total conversions. Some of the most influential Doom WADs include Final Doom, which was so polished it was sold commercially, Alien Vendetta, and Hell Revealed, which are iconic community mega WADs, Brutal Doom, a modern reinvention with gore and new mechanics, and Sigil, John Romero's 2019 spiritual sequel.
And while I've mentioned a lot of the classic, more well-known Doom mods, it's difficult to really tell you about the sheer plethora of truly groundbreaking content. I mean, remake after remake changed this game into something completely different. Look, this is just Sonic. It's Sonic, but it's Doom. And it's a different game as a mod to the first game, and you could play different games. You could play any game in this game.
The WoD scene not only kept Doom alive for decades, but it also helps establish the very idea of user-created content as a cornerstone of PC gaming culture. Doom truly stands out as an example of a modding community keeping a game alive taken to the absolute extreme, and that's why it's earned the number 5 spot on this list. Mario 64 is widely regarded as one of the best games ever made. That much is obvious when you look at which game has the most runs on speedrun.com. Cetera? What? Yeah, that's not a video game, buddy. Mario 64 invented 3D platforming being good. In the early 2000s, fans of the game started reverse engineering the game's files, and in 2007, Toad's Tool 64 was released, allowing for full-fledged fan games. Early titles like Super Mario 74 might appear crudely made to the untrained eye, but here was something special. Brand new level layouts, creative puzzles, and slightly higher difficulty gave the fanbase a refreshing new take on the creativity that made Mario 64 special. Later hacks like Super Mario Star Road and Super Mario 64 Last Impact would show the scene's strong footing, with some of the greatest minds in modding gravitating towards the game. Mario 64 has an insane amount of hacks, and it's easy to get into the community thanks to romhacking.com streamlining the process. Bro, these games are easily worth $64 alone. These are full-fledged gaming masterpieces sitting around on the internet that few have even heard of, and that's why Mario 64 is so high up on my list. These are some of the highest quality hacks known to man, and many of the game's top entries could be contenders for the singular greatest mods of all time. How is it possible that we're only now getting to If you haven't heard of Fallout, where have you been? A nuclear war bunker? Come on, guys, it wasn't that funny. You're too kind, really. Fallout didn't really get modding support till Fallout 3 was released with the Garden of Eden creation kit. Mods exploded in popularity, ranging from small tweaks to massive overhauls. At this point in the tier list, the sheer size of these communities are what truly set them apart from the rest, with Fallout being no exception. While there are mods for 1 and 2, they are much smaller communities, with many more being dedicated to 3, New Vegas, and Fallout 4. Mods like Fallout New California sought to create brand new storylines and campaigns with independent voice acting. Fallout 4 also has some standout mods like Miami and London, showing total conversions set in those environments made post-apocalyptic. It's difficult to really highlight the sheer size and dedication of this massive modding community, but I think the numbers that I've been showing on screen speak volumes. Really, any adjustment you could possibly want for your gameplay has already been created for this expansive roleplay game. This has truly inspired an incomprehensible breadth of unique experiences in an already expansive masterpiece. And that's why Fallout gets number 3 on my modding community list. Minecraft modding has been popular since the game's alpha release. I remember as a kid, I felt like it was groundbreaking just downloading an Obsidian Tools mod and being like, oh my god, guys, is this real? When seeing images like this or seeing old videos of guns and cars in Minecraft. But this one's one of the games that tout a damn near infinite supply of mods. I'm talking hundreds of mod packs for every version you can remember playing. These mods span from factory and automation to magic and roleplay to really anything else you can think of. There's even a community of people just making resource packs and shaders and optimizations to help both low-end and high-end software run at their best. Dude, you could even just make the game Pokemon. Straight up, it could just be Pokemon. Of course you can. Why not? Why not? There's even a server modding community allowing for a plethora of game modes on servers made to harbor a honed-in queuing up with the boys experience. Guys, if you have Minecraft and you haven't tried out Feed the Beast or like a whole kitchen sink kind of mod pack, you haven't experienced the true awe and wonder of Minecraft, bro. It's the endless passion of the community to simply create that has propelled Minecraft to be the best-selling game of all freaking time. I think this really could have gone either way, putting Minecraft at number 2 or number 1. But I think we just have to talk about it. My number 1 modding community. Skyrim. This game has so many mods that you could just play a completely different game in the game. But why would you even want to do that when Skyrim is so incredible just on its own? This game is over a decade old and still one of the best bangs for your buck you could possibly get in the world of PC gaming due to its extensive modding community. Any improvement you could possibly think to add has most likely already been done. And this is the largest community of mod makers and consumers on all of Nexus mods, sporting 9.5 billion downloads. Oh wait, we didn't include the original Skyrim, that's just special edition. It's actually over 10 billion downloads, are you kidding me? This game is already a masterpiece like many others on this list, but I think that this community embodies and defines modding as a whole. Skyrim launched with the wind of the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion in its sails, with one of the strongest modding scenes to date. In 2006, where YouTube, Twitch, and the Steam Workshop were exploding in popularity, the modding scene had the perfect storm for widespread adoption. Skyrim stood out to me as my number 1 pick because it's what turned me from a mod enjoyer to a full-on enthusiast, spending so much time picking out mods and honing an experience that it rivaled my time in-game, which was already kind of embarrassing. While Minecraft by raw numbers has more mods, Skyrim has extremely well-crafted overhauls and expansions, which made me feel as though it should get the number 1 spot, especially with the history of Oblivion and Morrowind helping deepen the scene's history. Mods like Falxar and Enderall stand alone as full immersive roleplay games, rivaling the content of the majority of games I've played, period. This community has been through everything. There are thousands of minor adjustments to handcrafted models, to bug fixes, to new gameplay elements, and it's just quality Kino, masterpiece, magnifique. There is no other way to describe it. Alright, it's time for honorable mentions. The Mugen community, Kerbal Space Program, the Celeste community, StarCraft 2, Terraria, Risk of Rain, The Binding of Isaac, Mario Kart, Call of Duty, Zombies, Baldur's Gate, GTA gets a shout out. I don't know if Roblox counts or like the Fortnite Workshop or Forge mode from Halo, because all those things are kind of built into the game, but it was kind of hard to define what counted as a mod and what didn't. Like, do Mario Maker levels count? Obviously not, but like when you go to Gary's mod, does a dupe count as a mod? No, just the add-ons, right? But add-ons are just part of the game. It's not Gary's mod without the mods, man. It was confusing to make this list, and I really want to know what your thoughts were in the comments. What modding communities did I leave out that you think should be mentioned? If you're already subscribed to the channel, you might be wondering, who are you? Where did you come from? I haven't uploaded in a while, but I have been uploading to my second channel, where there's gameplay that's just as impressive as the stuff you're seeing now. I mean, I think it's pretty good. You've never seen somebody play Dr. Mario this well before, probably. On my second channel, I'm going to be uploading some modded gaming content and more gaming commentaries, so do check that out if you're interested. And if you're new to this channel, please subscribe, please. And thanks for watching.